So today I wanted to talk about prostitution. In one of my sociology classes, it keeps coming up in discussions about legalizing prostitution because it is a victimless crime. I seem to be one of the few that believe that this is a bad idea, that we should not legalize prostitution. Most people that believe that we should, they make the argument that it's been throughout history that prostitution has existed. There's no way to eradicate it, so we might as well regulate it. Regulation of it can improve safety and health standards for those involved, and this would be a progressive good thing. It can also allow for sexual outlets for those who feel sexually deviant. So I want to make the argument against these. First off, legalizing prostitution would objectify the prostitutes, whether male or female, especially females. This is a big thing in media with the feminist movements that go on about objectifying women is a bad thing. Teaching our kids to objectify someone is an awful thing. Legalizing prostitution is a legal way, legitimizes objectifying a person. In my opinion, this cannot result in a good outcome. Teaching people that paying for something legitimizes it is exactly how we get the idea of if I pay for her dinner, she owes me. That's where that stems from. Is the legitimizing thought of I give her, she gives me what I want. This is it's a sad way to think, and it's inappropriate and it's wrong to objectify that way. The next thing I want to talk about is the safety standards. So regulating prostitution would allow us to regulate, make sure that people are safe while doing it, make sure that people aren't diseased. I agree with that. I think it would allow us to regulate and minimize disease, spread of sexual disease, and other things like that, other worries like that. Unfortunately, though, I don't think it would make it safer for everyone. Yes, I agree it would make it safer for the prostitutes and those engaging in those sexual acts, but I don't believe it would make it safer for our community. One example of this I can think of is with pornography. There's more studies on pornography than prostitution, and in areas of where pornography is prevalent, there's also a prevalence of sexual crimes. A lot of research will say that there's no way to say that pornography causes sexual misconduct. It is hard to prove that it causes rape or anything like that, and that's true. It is hard to prove, but you do see correlations, and that's what scares me. Is that in areas where pornography is prevalent, so is sexual misconduct. I'm not saying one proves the other. I'm not saying that that without pornography there wouldn't be sexual misconduct, but I'm saying that there is a correlation, and that scares me, and that worries me in the sense of prostitution as well. I think we often think that, oh, if we give them a legitimized way to release themselves, release their sexual desires, that they will be okay, that they will learn to behave appropriately in society. That's not the case. And in regards to child pornography, the chief of the FBI's Crimes Against Children unit, she made a comment regarding child pornography that these sites are a vast network of like-minded people who believe it is acceptable to engage in sexual fantasies about children, thus lowering their inhibitions and increasing the likelihood that they will actually molest children physically in real life. This shows that with an outlet that doesn't actually physically harm someone, a victimless crime can lead to victim crimes. This makes it more dangerous in the community as a whole. It endangers our youth, it endangers other women, And I think it would increase the rates of rape in areas where prostitution is legalized. The last argument I want to address is the fact that, well, it's always exists, it's always going to exist, so we might as well legalize it. This one I think might scare me most of all, because to me it feels like surrendering, it feels like giving up, it feels like we aren't willing to expect more of ourselves. I think that's really sad. In an interview with Seth Meyers, Megan Kelly brought up issues with Bill O'Reilly and Harvey Weinstein, and which have been prevalent in the news lately. And she talked about how those men, women who don't engage in sexual perversions and things like that have a responsibility to stand up for the victims of those, the objects in those in their in the in the perverts, I guess the best way to say that, in the perverts language, we need to stand up for them. When you see someone walk by and they say, "Ooh, that's a," and they objectify that person, we have a responsibility to stand up for that person and say, "Hey, that's not how you talk about someone." We can expect more from ourselves. We can. I know it seems impossible that prostitution will go away, but I think we can expect more from each other. We can expect ourselves. We can expect others to perform to their potential. I don't think prostitution is our potential. I think we can eradicate prostitution. I think that is our potential. And I truly believe that we should seek our potential. We should expect more from others, but more importantly, we should expect more from ourselves. And that's why I believe that prostitution should not be legalized. Thanks for listening.